Well, hello, boys and girls. It's Grumpy Granny, and I'm back again with a very eclectic group of things that I'm about to put in the post, which I thought I would show you. So, VHS, as I said last time, seem to be selling. And Graham, shout out to the Aussie Nurse Slipper, who did remind me that he happened to mention 12 months or so ago that this year apparently is 50 years since the first VHS video was released. And so there is a bit of a buzz around VHS video. And perhaps that's what's causing this little, bubble resurgence. So the first one I've got, first sale for, I'm going to show you, is this Hi-Five High Energy VHS. I do have to say, Hi-Five or Wiggles, especially with the original cast, will sell. They do sell. The prices I'm going to give you for the revenue are the item plus post. Okay, so it's including the postage. But this costs 20 cents, $32.87 revenue, profit $14.41, which, happy with that. The next one we've got, now this is probably one of the more expensive video VHSs that I've ever bought, only because it was, it's the subject matter, which something a little bit different and I know will sell. So this is Carmen, and it's actually the Glyndebourne Festival Opera version. It's the London Philharmonic Orchestra. So this cost me $1.06. I bought it with some books and stuff in Bendigo and got $31.64 for it, and will come out with a profit of $16.45. Now, this was a good one. So yesterday I did a variation listing for a lot of my large print books, which, if you're not sure about those, they sell exceptionally well. So the print is very large for people with impaired vision or even older people like myself that struggle with tiny little words. They're really good. And I had a whole heap of them that I had been sitting there for a while, and I thought, no, bugger it, I'm going to get them and put them in a variation listing, which I did yesterday. Straight away, someone has come and bought this one. Look, they only bought the one out of that variation, which is unfortunate. That's the whole idea of putting them in a variation. And I do have a buy two, get one free offer on these. And you always hope that someone's going to buy two or three. But all the same, this book costs 50 cents. I got $22.97 for it, which will give me a profit of $6.71, and it's sold in less than 24 hours. So you can't argue with that, because that's such quick turnover. Now, this book's a ripper. This is the LDS Book of Games. There. Quite a rare book in Australia, but, and it's not in super fantastic condition, as you can see, but because it's rare. Printed in Salt Lake City, in Utah, which is not a surprise, I guess. But look, it's so funny. It's from 1973, this one. I think the original came out in 68, but it's games for all sorts of things. So we've got family recreation games, and then we've got games for family home evening, mystery games, learning games. But some of the names on the games are really funny. So I just thought I'd tell you a few. So family home evenings, one of the games in there is Raise the Devil. Family home evening games. Then we've got Cannibals and Missionaries. We've got active games for family home evenings. They do Satan Says rather than Simon Says. They do have Pin the Tail on the Donkey, which I after I'd seen some of the other titles of the games, that was a surprise. The Coyote and the Sheep was interesting, but we'll go over the page. So there's lots and lots of games in here, I do have to say. We've got travelling games here. We've got paper and pencil games, active games, quiet games. And then over here, more interestingly too, we've got party games. We have got blindfold games for teens and adults, blindfold games for children, indoor party games for teens and adults. Now, let's just have a look. Some of these are funny. The names, I've got a pudding eating contest that you do blindfolded. Kiss His Cheek. That was interesting. Find a Partner. Grunt, Piggy Grunt. Slipper Slap. I'm a bit worried about getting hit by a slipper with that one. Indoor party games for teens and adults. Now, the first one, Uncle Josh Died. Oh, my goodness. Minion Josh. Itchy Pitchy Coo. So, yeah, interesting. Spirit photography. Yeah, and it goes on and on and on. But, yeah, some of the titles of the games did give me a bit of a giggle. Anyway, I've had that listed for a little while. Cost me $1. I just thought it was an unusual subject, which is why I picked it up. I got $41.36 for it, which gives me a profit of $19.96, which is great. I actually thought I might have sold it internationally, but it didn't. It sold locally. Next book I've got is this one, which, as you can see, again, not in fantastic condition, but it is just a Futura paperback called Deliver Us from Evil, and it's by David Yallop, and it's about the Yorkshire Ripper. And I honestly, I mean, look, it's not in great condition, but it is readable, and I do think it's the topic that sold this. This one came for free when I helped clear out an op shop that was closing down. So it didn't cost me anything. I got $33.67 for it, which gives me a profit of $15.21. Next one is this little book here. This was another quick seller, only took a couple of days. The Australian Terrier by Monty Hamilton Wilkes. If you find any of these older ones that have got a unique subject matter, that, you know, there may not be books like this around anymore. And this has got some really cool little pictures in it. And it's all about training the Australian Terrier. And there's all different sorts of hints and tips in here. So that cost 17 cents. This is part of the hearing challenge that I got I have spent a little bit of that money. I've gone out once and spent a little bit of that money on a bulk deal, and this was part of that. Got $39.87 for it and $18.20 profit. So that's really cool. Now, talking of super fast, speedy sales, so this is a tale from the Care Bears titled The Trouble with Timothy. The story is by Margaret Ludlow, pictures by Timothy Cook, and it's in great nick. Like, there's only a tiny little name written up there, but, you know, the rest of the book's in really good condition, which is probably one of the reasons mine sold, because I did price mine higher than other people's, but also I had a lot more photos showing the condition of the book, etc. This book cost me 50 cents. It sold within 6 hours of me listing it. I got $35.99 for it, which gives me a profit of $19.32. Now, one of the people in the Discord did, a little bit of blue tack there, in the Discord did say, well, you know, maybe you listed it too lower in price. Well, yes and no. Maybe I did, because it sold so quick. However, the previous book had sold for like $16 free post, for about $10 more than what the previous one had been listed anyway, that had sold. Am I happy that I sold it and sold it so quickly? Very happy. And I think rather than, you know, say, oh, gee, I wished I had have not listed it so low, it could have been sat there for 6 months if I'd listed it any higher. Whereas, you know, 6 hours to sell that, fantastic. So that was really good. Next up, we have, this is another quick one. This took 2 days to sell. This is a vintage Lancer leather belt. It's in pretty good nick, although there is a little bit of wear on the, you know, the colour on the metal of the buckle. It cost $1. Got $39.87 for it, which gives me a profit of $17.15. Really, really happy with that one. Then we have a cap. This one is a New York 3-star, and the visor is a leatherette. In this one, a little bit of wear underneath, but the top of it looks okay. This one I sold on Depop, and I did, someone sent me an offer which I accepted, $26.50, which will give me, it cost me $1 at the local op shop, and so that will give me, you know, fluff. I have to delete this one too, which will give me a profit of $11.08. One pair of men's jeans this week. We've got these Jonathan Adams. They're a size 34. Sold these on a 12% coupon. They cost me $3. So I got all in, after they took the 12% off, I got $30.12, which gives me a $9.39 profit. And then this one is a bundle that I sold. I just love the pattern on those. They're a Threads brand, but yeah, I thought they were really cool. And then these were in like, I'm pretty sure these have never been worn. They're in just really good nick when I picked these up. So both of those together cost me $3.33. One of them I got, I think the threads came in a bag sale from the local op shop, so that was 33 cents. These ones I picked up in Ballarat when I went down there with Blake for $3. So all up, I got $42.89 for these. Another Depop sale, and the profit on these, the two of those together, is $25.62, which is really good. Then we've got this Kathmandu nice little polar fleece here. Size 12, fairly small size, but really nice colour. One that, again, this is part of the hearing challenge that I picked up in the last little bulk deal that I got. 50 cents cost. I got $35.99 for it, which gives me a profit of $14.37. You might be wondering sometimes when I say, you know, I got this much money and then I say what the profit is, and you might think, oh, that's a bit low. And some will show up as less profit than others because some are promoted listings and some are organic sales. And I do, in the clothing category, you've got to promote up where the rest of the people are promoting. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the traction. And I started an experiment a while ago where I increased the amount that I was promoting my clothing higher than I had previously been doing by about probably 5%, I think. And look, I'm getting the sales from it. It is costing me more, but I'm getting more sales, which in the end results in more profit. So can't argue with that. This was a good pickup. So this was a nice little cotton top, new with tags. This actually cost me $1. It was on the Salvo's dollar rack out the front, which was good. Got $27.99 for it, which gives me a profit of $9.50. It's only a size 12, I believe. And then we've got this really nice little vintage number here in a dusky pink. An Excite one. This is a plus size double XL. This one costs $4 from my local op shop. So didn't buy this one on sale or anything like that. And I got $26.99 for it. And it was a promoted listing, and it was rural postage. So in the end, this one I only made $5.77 on it. However, this one, I have had this for quite a while, and I'm going to say 18 months or so. So I'm really glad that it is gone. I've got some money that has come in, you know, a bit of cash flow come in. It's gone. Happy days. Another one that I've had for a little while, and these have come about. I'm selling these ones that I've had for a while because I'm doing the end and sell similar on them. So a lot of my older listings, I am doing the end and sell similar, and it's giving them a refresh and a zhuzh, adjust the prices, you know, adjust the listing if necessary. Just have a look at it and make sure everything's okay with it. Do what you can to, you know, give it a zhuzh up, and yeah, they sell. I think this one had a clothing tag number of 29, so this is a very early one. So this is a Carolyn Morgan, which, look, honestly, always sells well for me anyway. So I was surprised this one had sat there, but then probably sat there because it got stale and it was being hidden. Gave it a refresh, and off it went. So this cost me $2 originally. I got $29.90 for it, which gave me a profit of $8.41. So that's today's lot going out, which gives me I've spent a total on all of this cost $19.26. So again, I am very lucky because I do have a very low cost of goods. That being said, I also have a very low range of stuff that I can get. I can't get a lot of the brands, the bigger brands, the more market brands that some people can get in the bigger places because they're just not here. But I do have a very low cost of goods, and I am grateful for that. Total revenue for these items is $498.62, and out of that we get a total profit of $211.55. That's, you know, taking out everything, including the cost of the padded mailers and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, happy days.